Okay, so we're gonna hear the rest of the steps starting from 7 of how to raise children. I also am applying this to people. Um, so let's learn it and then we'll go back and do a summary of them. I'll just summarize what I think about each one.
7. Be flexible and willing to adjust your parenting style. If you often feel let down by your child's behavior, perhaps you have unrealistic expectations. Parents who think in shoulds, for example, my kid should be potty trained by now, might find it helpful to read up on the matter or to talk to other parents or child development specialists. Kids' environments have an effect on their behavior, so you might be able to change that behavior by changing the environment. If you find yourself constantly saying no to your 2-year-old, look for ways to alter your surroundings so that fewer things are off limits. This will cause less frustration for both of you. As your child changes, you'll gradually have to change your parenting style. Chances are, what works with your child now won't work as well in a year or two. Teens tend to look less to their parents and more to their peers for role models. But continue to provide guidance, encouragement, and appropriate discipline while allowing your teen to earn more independence. And seize every available moment to make a connection. 8. Show that your love is unconditional. As a parent, you're responsible for correcting and guiding your kids. But how you express your corrective guidance makes all the difference in how a child receives it. When you have to confront your child, avoid blaming, criticizing, or fault-finding, which hurts self-esteem and can lead to resentment. Instead, try to nurture and encourage, even when disciplining your kids. Make sure they know that although you want and expect better next time, your love is there no matter what. 9. Know your own needs and limitations as a parent. Face it, you are an imperfect parent. You have strengths and weaknesses as a family leader. Recognize your abilities. I am loving and dedicated. Vow to work on your weaknesses. I need to be more consistent with discipline. Try to have realistic expectations for yourself, your partner, and your kids. You don't have to have all the answers. Be forgiving of yourself. And try to make parenting a manageable job. Focus on the areas that need the most attention rather than trying to address everything all at once. Admit it when you're burned out. Take time out from parenting to do things that will make you happy. Focusing on your needs does not make you selfish. It simply means you care about your own well-being, which is another important value to model for your children.
Okay, so now we are going to look at the steps. Okay, so boost your child of self-esteem. This one, I'm. It's kind of hard because like I'm not really around people who have low self-esteem. For example, for me, I never had this issue. I did have low self-esteem, but when as I got older and I just had larger problems to deal with, my focus on myself just kind of went away as much. On like me not being good enough and stuff like that. It just kind of went away, and it became more of like when I interact with others, how I just don't know how to interact well with others or how to make it good or there must be some bias happening. Um, the biggest issue here with child self esteem is how do you get children who don't smile to be accepted by children who do smile, who only want to accept people who smile? Um, you have to like somehow boost their mood, find ways of boosting their mood, or is it just like a condition? Maybe we should be allowed to wear masks so that people can hide the way their facial expressions are. Because I know that, for example, even when you cover your mask with your face with the mask, your eyes can still tell what what kind of mood you're in. So maybe you should wear like a silhouette, not silhouette. Like what do you call those masks across just the eyes? That's enough to hide your eye expression, which is most of the detail, and also it's interesting enough to where you look like a statue, and people expect statues to frown or look neutral. So maybe that can work. So I'm just saying that if you want to boost your child's self esteem and they can't smile, they can do might be able to do that. get your kids being good. This is the one I need to do just for people. Um, I forgot. I mean, I forgot to do this. Uh, Gosh dang it, man! It's like so. There's like so many hair follicles here. I feel like a ton of hair, man. Uh, yeah, and yeah. I guess I just need to acknowledge more good things about people. It's important. It's second nature, especially if you're used to solving problems with objects where the object doesn't need reassurance. This is where you really need to balance your the amount of time you spend with objects versus the amount of time you spend with people. It's kind of both have both skills, unless you just specialize. But I don't want to be isolated with objects. I want to definitely do people skills. So I feel like if you're dealing with objects, you always want to work on your people skills because you're gonna want to deal with people, whether it's your wife, your kids, or just other or your boss. You're gonna want to have those people skills. Set limits on being consistent with your discipline. So I guess this one is to make sure it's not too bad the discipline levels. Make sure it's reasonable. Uh, Sounds good. I mean, I think I did this too much with people who are like not respecting my boundaries, and I overdid it, and I need to be. You need to set limits. I should have said like don't insult these guys, but also don't support them for what they're doing, and be consistent. Make time for your kids. I mean, this one's kind of obvious. Always try to make time for people. I've been doing that recently with for friends. Been trying to, but I basically want there to be four friends that I hang out with regularly, like on a week, like once a week. I feel like four is a good number. I'm tired of everything having to be work related. Like, oh, I have to have like a work excuse to have a fucking friend. Like, what the fuck? I need people who I can communicate to and just enjoy and like take things easy. I hate being isolated, so I'm trying to make friends. I might just settle for random bar friends. Like I wanted it to be like friends who could do business with, but they seem to be too busy with stuff, and I can't even like just chill with them. Uh, so it kind of sucks. Be a good role model. This one surprised me. I was like, man, I need to be a better role model online. I keep trying to just do my objectives, and I forgot that I have to be a good role model. I have to limit what I say. I know I cuss, but like, I think the situation called for it. Um, so yeah, be a good role model. Yeah, people are gonna behave sort of similarly to how you behave online sometimes, unless they're cowardly or have their own thing going. Um, yeah, that's definitely important. Communication is probably the most important, and I hate how it's superstitious and six. But this is the one that I thought like, oh, you need to explain the reason of why you're doing things so that people are on the same board. You can't just be so you have to understand other people's perspective, and that's where I'm weak at. We dealing with objects all the time. I need to deal more with people. Be flexible and would want to adjust your parenting style. So yeah, I mean, this it's not necessarily parenting style. It's more like maintaining friendships, and so I'm gonna try to do the same. So show your love is unconditional. I don't have kids, so I don't know how that is, but uh, yeah, I don't know. Know your own limitations as a parent. Yeah, this one I definitely know already. My limitations got expanded, but then I started working out on other parts of my system that I shouldn't have. I should have just alternated every. But yeah, I that's part of like where I knew my limitations. I was like, I can't follow this system to the ground. I need to be more flexible. But now I became too flexible. Now I need to fix the system that I'm using for scheduling and maintaining my life goals. So there you have it. I thought communication is probably the best one for this and role model.